Think of Ladakh, and what do you see? But when we take a closer look, we see so much more. The Changthang Plateau is the highest region of Ladakh, between 12 to 17,000 feet above sea level. Situated to the southeast of Leh, it borders Tibet. The people of Changthang, called Changpas, are of Tibetan origin. Most of them lead a nomadic life, rearing sheep, yak and goat. We begin our journey to Changthang with Setan Phunsuk as our guide.
मैं पहले छोटी ट्रेन में पढ़ा 5 जगह तक पढ़ा फिर नहीं पढ़ा फिर यहाँ पढ़ने का ये टाइम नहीं लद्दाख ही जाओ बोलते फिर लद्दाख में जाएगा तो मैं माँ बाप गरीब है जो राशन
I studied only till class 5. After that I had to go to Leh. But my father was not interested in sending me to school. All my life I have been wandering around with sheep and goat. I am also like sheep and goat, ignorant and illiterate. I only know how to spin wool and stitch shoes.
Changthang is also the home of the Pashma goat, which gives the soft, fine wool for the famous Pashmina shawl from Kashmir. Pashmina is the Changpa's main source of cash income. Before 1962, 1 kilo of Pashmina was priced at about 50 rupees. By 1995, the rate had shot up to 1700 rupees per kilo.
I was born there at an altitude of 16,032 feet. And did my schooling, part of schooling there till I was 12 or 13 years old. The standard of education is, now I realize, was just absolutely pathetic. If I compare myself and now school there, the standard has a little bit improved over the years. People have gone conscious of the children being sent to school. There was a time when you used to go to school, it was just for the heck of the scholarship you used to go to school. At the end of the academic session, so-called, we must be clean till this point. No dirts, nails are cut properly, your hair are combed properly with a lot of oil on it. And then we used to have, the cardboard kind of thing. That should be clean, written some alphabet and ABCD. And that's all. Even going to school was not very important, but to please the teacher was very important. To get enough leave, so that we could go to. We really loved going to mountains, rearing our sheep. And I was lucky. I was sent to Delhi by my parents after my 6th class. Wanted to be a civil servant, but destiny has something else for me. Now, yeah, with looking after tourism business, and I'm now part of the council we have formed recently.
Passing Tanglangla, the second highest pass in the world, we reach the beautiful Somoriri Lake. It is a major tourist attraction. Situated at more than 15,000 feet above sea level, here breathing can become difficult as oxygen is rare. Changpas are Buddhists. As we travel on the Leh-Manali road, the landscape is dotted with signs of Buddhism. At the approach to every village is a lato, kept here to deflect evil spirits. Satan takes the ritual circumambulation of this lato. Amidst miles and miles of dry and arid land with no signs of life, it is quite amazing to suddenly come across human settlements. We enter Kanak, Setan's village.
Total
There are 50 families living here. In the last 9 years, about 40 families have sold their animals and shifted to Leh. There is a village meeting on. A member of the Hill Council has come from Leh. The government should provide us with rations, dispensaries, schools and solar lanterns. The compounder comes here once in a while and distributes terramycin, which we give to our animals when they fall sick. We don't even have a proper road. To catch a bus, we have to walk 2 hours. Unless these facilities are provided, we will move from here.
We meet Funsuk Dadul. At 75, he is the oldest resident of Kanak.
Changthang has changed. Earlier we had no facilities, but we were self-reliant. We never thought of leaving our homes. I was born here and want to die here. I don't want to sell my animals. Once I went to Leh to get my eyes treated. I stayed there for 4 months. I felt homesick. The bedbugs bothered me. Although we live in isolation amidst these mountains, we remain in touch with the world through trading. People from outside keep coming here, and many of us travel to buy and sell. Setan is my son. He had 6 children. 3 of them died. Now he has gone to Leh along with his wife and 3 children.
This is Tashi Galsen's tent, or Rebo as they call it. Tashi is Setan's older brother. Dolma, his wife, is churning salt tea with butter in a gurgur. Here they don't drink water, only tea, more than 40 cups in a day. Tashi has a wicked sense of humor. Tashi, what are you eating?
I am eating curd made from human milk. No, goat milk. I have 2 daughters and 2 sons. My eldest daughter helps her mother and the younger one goes to the mountains with the animals. The sons are too young to do household work. Work is more important than education. Even if they go to school, they can't read or write. It is better they go to the sheep school where they will learn about animals. I got married to Dolma in the Makba tradition. She was the only child of her parents. They had more than 100 goat and sheep, which they could not manage. After marriage, I moved into her tent, and now I look after their animals. I have more than double the number of sheep and goat that they had. Makba system of marriage is common here. We have to move from one place to another every 2 months in search of greener pastures for our animals. Goba, who is the head of our village organization, decides when to move. It depends upon the availability of grazing land. We have been here for 2 months. Tomorrow we are going to Yagang. Yaks have come down from the mountains. They will be our transport. The government has given us a smokeless chula and solar lamp. The lamp is charged by the sun. If properly charged, it can give light for 5 to 6 hours. But nothing to beat our good old kerosene lamp. That is better, isn't it?
कौन सा अच्छा है कौन बगेला
I sell about 40 kilos of pashmina every year and earn more than 50,000 rupees depending upon the price, which keeps changing. If there is demand from Kashmir, it will rise. We sell it to middlemen who come here in gypsy jeeps. Different people keep coming. We sell it to one who pays the highest. Sometimes we go to Leh to figure out the market rates. I will sell only if the rate is good. This year we expect the rate to be about 2,000 rupees per kilo.
किलो का वजन है ये इधर से 4 कीजे इसको बीमार ही ले जाओ बोलते फिर मैं वापस लिया खाना का बकरी है
खाना का वक्त
पहले ही मेरा लड़की दोनों को प्यार करने के लिए लिया है
I have got this goat from Khanak for my children to play with. I feed her on rice and wheat. I have some 9 to 10 goats in Khanak. My father and sisters look after them. They give me some butter and wool. I also have some pashm, which I sell and earn some money. 11 months back, my 13-year-old son died. It was winter. There was no doctor or amchi. I was shattered. Then I decided to leave Khanak and come to Leh. I sold my pashmina, sheep and goats for about 60,000 rupees and purchased this house for 28,000. Now I work mostly as a laborer and do some odd jobs around. Working as a laborer is not considered very honorable amongst us. It is difficult, but I prefer Leh. If any of my family members fall sick, there is a doctor available and they can be saved. My son is just 3 years old. My daughters Palma and Tanzin go to a nearby government school. Education is good for us. If we study, we will become better and will be able to communicate with others. We won't have to run after goats and sheep all our lives, but we can join the army, police or government service.
Today, everybody is busy packing and preparing for moving to Yagang tomorrow. Packing an entire household is not an easy job, but having done it for years, they have acquired expertise in it. It is already evening. After grazing in the mountains, the animals are returning and being driven into their les or enclosures where they will be milked. Khanak has a high animal population. The richer families have about 200 goat and sheep and the poorer ones about 25. Sonam is making sure he doesn't leave behind even one of his precious collection of batteries. He is very possessive about his collection. After all, there are others eyeing it.
I would see a Changpa wanting to have their children sent to a better school. There was a time when they would be happy if the teacher doesn't come. Now there are aspirations that they would complain, the school is closed, we have shortage of this teacher, we have shortage of that teacher. They have aspirations because they have seen sahibs of outside world coming to them, like DCs and ACs and SPs, whatever, babus and engineers. So they would say, why not my child be one of them, I think, I don't think it's a bad thing. This is a positive aspiration.
Packing time is fun time for children. Today they are intrigued by the camera, curiously peeping into their lives, and have decided to interact with it, show off a little and have some fun.
Although I earn enough every year from the sale of pashmina, life here is hard. We have to struggle all the time. Earnings are unpredictable. Disaster might strike any time, and all my animals can perish. What will I do then? I know by selling my property I will get good money. I can buy a house and start my own business in Leh. I have a bank account there where I deposit my savings. Maybe I should go. Life will become easier. My children will get good education.
The day has ended. No more work to be done. Teenagers gather to entertain themselves with Zabro, a popular folk dance. Solar lantern is a quick substitute for fire. They will sing and dance waiting for daybreak when they will begin their journey to Yagang.
उनको आदमी भी है, बीड़ी भी है, याक भी, सब है इसको, सब अमीर।
The families staying in Khanak are comparatively rich. They have manpower, money and storage facilities. They can buy good food and clothes and lead a comfortable life. But the poor have no facilities. So they have opted for an easier settled life in Leh. Back home, our life revolves around our animals. They provide us with dairy products, wool, meat, labor, fuel, whatever we need. I did not have too many sheep and goat, just about 40-50, but I was alone. My wife Angmo had to look after 3 kids, cook, make clothes, and I had to go to the mountains, collect firewood and fetch water. Too much work. I could not manage. In Leh, everything is available in the market. Now that I have a house and lead a settled life, my needs are greater. I can't have an empty house. I have to buy clothes and books for my children, utensils and other necessities for the household. But things are expensive. Here, we need lots of money to fulfill our needs. Angmo in her spare time makes chutkul, a Changthang carpet, which fetches 2,000 rupees in Leh. She is happier here, though she does not like powder milk.
It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, and although it's August, it's windy and cold. Carrying their households on their yaks, the Changpas begin their journey across the mountains. We shall go to the top of the Emery mountain, decorated with flags and umbrellas. The flags are touching the sky. In the middle of the mountain are the great rocks on which great eagles are perched. At the foot of the Emery mountain is a mighty lake. In this mighty lake swim the golden fish. It is indeed an achievement of the spirited Changpas that for centuries they have maintained a tenacious hold on life in this inhospitable environment. Amidst the most difficult conditions, they have created a sustainable lifestyle. Resources are scarce, but the Changpas are masters at resource management. Not a moment wasted, not a resource left underutilized. But gradually, the Changpa way of life is responding to the forces of change. In search of easier options, slowly they're getting weaned away from self-reliance. We wonder how many of them will traverse this route next year. After a 6-hour trek, we are in Yagang. In Yagang, they have built a room or two where they store their fodder and food for the winter. Dashi and his family are getting organized. Pitching a tent requires expertise. They have to be pitched in such a way that the smoke has an outlet, but the stormy wind has no way to get in. Since there is no vegetation in Changthang, Changpas eat a lot of meat, especially in winter when nothing else is available.
Life here is tough in winter. Everything freezes, and there is about 1 meter of snow. We have to eat whatever we collect in summer. No firewood is available. Roads are blocked. Khanak remains isolated, and we have to live and die here. Sometimes the animals go hungry for days, and many die. I do not think I ever want to return.
The young nomads are returning with their flock. The animals are lined up in their lairs where they are being milked. From the milk will be made curd, cheese and butter. Changthang butter is considered very nutritious and tasty and valued throughout Ladakh. But churning butter is quite a job. Milk is first made into curd and poured into sheepskin bags. After that, women sit for hours vigorously rocking these bags. There is an old Ladakhi proverb which says, "Life without play is as tasteless as food without salt." Despite the rigors of daily life, Changpas enjoy their sport.
We hold a horse race every now and then. This is a traditional game. We make models of wicked beings like wolves, leopards, who might harm our animals. Each rider tries to hit a target. As we strike them, we feel they are being struck off from this world.
Earlier, we had joint families. At least 2 brothers got married to one woman and lived together. Usually, the parents lived with the youngest child. If she was a daughter, the son-in-law would also live with them. But now this system is not popular and families are breaking up. It is difficult for small families to survive here. Too many families mean too many animals, and our grazing land is getting depleted.
Sonam Ladol and her guests are discussing the merits of polyandry over a meal. The guests are living in Leh and have come to visit their relatives.
I am 35 years old. I was married to Anchuk when I was 21. Then I married his younger brothers, Urgian and Zangpo. We have 4 children and we live together as one family. If brothers remain together with one wife, work becomes easier and the family progresses. We don't need to make our children work. 2 of my sons are getting good education. One is in a private school in Leh and the other is in Darjeeling. This is possible only because I have more than one husband. Polyandry was very common 8-9 years back. But now you will find only about 10 polyandrous families here. I will feel very happy if my children practice polyandry and live together looking after our animals.
Setan, if you are never returning, why are you putting stones here?
I am keeping the place in order for my children. I am old now and I have moved to Leh. But who knows about tomorrow? Maybe my children want to return. I don't want them to feel they have nothing here. If they ever return, this is where they will pitch their tents.
By now, Yagang wears a settled look. Everybody is busy in their daily chores. Anchuk is making a tent from yak's hair. It will take him about 6 months to weave the entire rebo, which will last about 10 to 12 years. The young nomads go into the mountains early in the morning with their animals. The women and elders are busy with household work. They spin and weave and make their own clothes, blankets, shoes and whatever they require. The wool and leather being provided by their animals. But after a month, they will again be packing their belongings and moving on. They change more than 6 places in a year. For the Changpas, the rhythm of every day is determined by the movement of their flocks going up the mountains and coming down, and the rhythm of their lives dictated by their own wanderings in search of greener pastures.